In this part of video I am going to discuss about the DC motor power flow equations and its efficiency. This is our topic. Okay, I am going to discuss about DC motor power flow, means how much power is coming as input and how much power is we are getting as output. So for this relation I have taken a general machine that is called compound machine. So compound machine, this is your compound machine. Compound is the combination of series and parallel machines. So there are series connections of the field and parallel connections of the field. So this machine is called compound machine. Series winding is there and shunt winding. This is the series field is here. This portion is series field here. This is series field. And this portion is shunt field is here. This portion is shunt field. So series field and shunt field are there, two fields. So this portion is called shunt and this portion is, this field winding is called series field winding. From here to here, this is called series field winding. This is called series field winding. This RA here, this RA is armature resistance, and this RF, this whole resistance from here to here, this is variable resistance, and this resistance is field. So this summation of whole resistance, this portion and this portion, is called field resistance. That is, RF is resistance of the field coil plus resistance of the field winding. This portion, this is a variable resistance. Through the rheostat, this portion can be varied. So this portion is shown here. Now I am going to discuss how the value of output can be obtained. You see here, from this portion to this portion, you will see very easily that just removing it. So from here to here, you can see very easily that how much power input is there. From this side, power input is VT, terminal voltage, multiplies by current IT. So power input is here. So this power is given here, VT multiplied by IT is given here. From this VT and IT, this current IT is going here. So some loss will be here in this resistance. That loss is taken out from this side. IT square into RS, series resistance winding loss, is shown here. So VT multiplied by IT, power is there. So from this, the power subtracted is IT square into RS. This portion is subtracted. Now the power available will be here, from here to here. From here to here, what is the voltage? This voltage is called VA, voltage across the armature. So VA multiplied by IT, this IT current is coming here. So after that, the power available will be VA multiplied by IT, that is given here also, VT multiplied by IT. And from here you see some current is going here, so there will be also some loss. So that loss is being separated. So from this, the loss is taken out as IF square into RF. So after you subtracting this loss, this resistance RA is not external loss. So it is inside the armature loss. This resistance is inside the armature. So I am not subtracting this drop at this instant, because VA multiplied by IT is here voltage multiplied by current, but this RA is inside the machine. So we are not subtracting this. In place of RA, actually we are doing, because this is external part, so this loss will be going into the field, so that is being subtracted. After this subtraction, the power going to the armature is VA, armature voltage is VA and armature current is IA. So it is given here VA multiplied by IA, and inside the armature if you subtract IA square into RA, armature drop, armature resistive drop or ohmic drop. So after subtracting this, the power generated in the machine will be EB into IA or EA into IA, armature power developed. Armature power developed will be armature power developed will be equal to EA multiplied by IA. This is armature back EMF, this is armature current. And after subtracting from this the windage and friction loss, rotational losses, subtract it, rotational losses that is happening in ball bearings like that. So then we finally get the P output. So again I repeat this thing. You see here your input power is VT multiplied by IA. Then this drop, after subtracting this drop, IA RSS square, IA square into RSS, RS series resistance. Then the power will be available here at the armature, means VA multiplied by IT will be the power. And after again the shunt field subtracting the power loss, IF square into RF, then we get the power available at the armature, that is given VA multiplied by IA is coming this side, and from this IA square RA is subtracted, then the power that will be available in the armature power, and from the armature if you subtract the rotational losses you will get the output power. So this is output power or mechanical power. So in the mathematical form this relation is given P out by P input, or efficiency you can, this is efficiency P out by output power by input power, and output power you can also write P input minus losses. So whatever input power you are giving here, you subtract all the losses, then you will get output power and P input. So what you get from there? You will get here the value of, so this is the efficiency equation. So here VT into IT minus IA square R minus rotational loss divided by VT into IT. So finally what we get after this, subtracting these losses, these two losses, after this subtracting the losses from input, we are getting armature power developed, and from armature power developed just subtract the rotational losses. So rotational losses after subtracting you will get output power. So in the DC machine losses are shown here. How many type of losses are there? Copper losses, that is called I square R loss in all the winding. All the winding means series field winding, shunt field winding and armature winding. So these three are the losses. This is occurring in the series field plus shunt field plus armature. So all these three windings are called rotational losses. All these windings are called I square R losses, because series field has also resistance, shunt field has also resistance, armature has also resistance. So all these constitute R square R loss. Core loss is also there. Core losses in the core. Brush losses is also there. It is supposed to be around a 2 volt. We are taking about the voltage drop at the brush is about 2 volt. Mechanical loss is there. Stray losses. Stray losses is that type of losses which we cannot find out by any method. It is just obtained by approximation of the method. Suppose how we can find these stray losses. These stray losses we can find suppose you are giving 100 kilowatt, and suppose 20 kilowatt goes into the losses like series losses, like I square R losses. If this is go like this I square R losses, and then core losses, suppose 5 kilowatt goes as core losses. Suppose brush losses going also 500 watt or 0.5 kilowatt. Suppose brush losses go 0.5 kilowatt brush losses. And suppose mechanical losses, then mechanical losses, suppose 2 kilowatt goes as mechanical losses. So how many total losses? 20 plus 5, 25 plus half, 25.5 kilowatt plus 2 kilowatt. So 27.5 kilowatt total loss is here. So how much output should come? So if you subtract from 100, 27.100 minus 27.5, so how much it come? 5.2, and from 9 you take 2, 7. So 72.5 P output. This much output should come. But what happen in actual practice, the output you are getting, that is not equal to 72.5 kilowatt. As per our loss assumptions here, it should come like 72.5 kilowatt. But in actual practice, it is not coming like this. So where does the actual practice, maybe the output you are getting 70 kilowatt. So where go this 2.5 kilowatt? So this 2.5 kilowatt we could not find by any means. That is called a stray loss. So a stray loss is just an approximation, and by heat and trial method we can find these losses. So this is all about your efficiency and losses calculations. So what we have studied, based on that, one problem is here. I will solve this problem in next video, but some portion I will explain you here. A 500 volt DC shunt motor takes 4 ampere on low load. The armature resistance including that of brush is 0.2 ohm, and field resistance is 250 ohm. The field current is 1 ampere. Compute efficiency when the input current is 20 ampere and 100 ampere. So for this two value of the input current, we have to find the efficiency of this machine. So we can find very easily if you have understand whatever I have explained before. So this input power you can find very easily. So input power, how much voltage is there? 500 voltage. For 20 ampere current, first I am taking 20 ampere current. So input power will be 500 multiplied by 20. So it will be, if you convert it, it will be 1000. It will be watt. So if you convert it in kilo, divide by 1000, so it will be 10 kilowatt. So 10 kilowatt power is input here, 10 kilowatt power is input here. So copper loss, so losses we have to find, copper losses and fixed losses, two losses we have to find. If you get these two losses, we will find very easily the efficiency of the machine. That I will discuss later. Some portion I am going to discuss that is given here, but I will explain it all these things in the next video.